And here we go. All right, so hopefully the technology will work. We are recording right now. And so here's what we're talking about. We're talking about BoxBrownie. And we're going to share a link. Tara's going to post a link here in a little bit that's got kind of our discount to their service and their product. And they do a lot of stuff. So I'm going to quit talking about it. I'm going to let these guys explain what it is. So, guys, well, Peter, why don't you start? Why don't you introduce you guys? Tell us who you are, what you do, and then while you're doing that, I'm going to give you the link so you can share your screen and tell us all about why this is so amazing and why it's such a big deal for marketing listings in particular, and how you guys make bad listings look really good. So.
Okay, hopefully you can hear me. Thank you, Michael. What an intro. Yeah, well, it's a bit early over here to be throwing a shrimp on the barbie. It's 5 a.m. Aussie time, but we love catching up with our mates over stateside. It's a bit of a phenomenon that we're really humbled by, to be quite honest. We're a small Australian company, and I guess every time somebody from the US clicks on our site and says, hey, we want to use you guys, we get a bit of a thrill out of that. My name's Peter Shrubmaid, and this guy with me is the owner-founder. And this is Brad Filipponi. So between the two of us, we run around the country and tell people about BoxBrownie. But to give you a bit of an insight into who I am and what I do, I've been a realtor, I guess, for 20 years. I have dealt in sales and short-term leasing, and also more recently hotel letting. Brad here has been a photographer, an amazing photographer here on the Sunshine Coast, and this is kind of his, I won't say his baby because he's got 2 of them, but this is his second baby, and this particular one is I guess a passion for him. He really, well, you tell him.
I suppose, yeah, been a property photographer for 15 years. I actually worked in real estate in a high-end office here before I started my photography career. I saw the gap in the market, and here we are today. Very humbled, very fun.
Yeah, so I'm going to share a screen with you right now, if that's okay with you. I can see you've given me the link, Michael. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Let me just show you this screen.
And by the way, thanks for getting your butts out of bed at 4 o'clock in the morning so you could be at the office and on this webinar by 5 with us, man. That's super cool. Appreciate that. And
mate,
it's never too late to throw a shrimp on the Barbie. What are you talking about? Come on.
So can you see our screen at all, Michael?
We got it. We got your screen.
Which one? The presenter or the other one?
Right. We're seeing actually both right now. We're seeing the presenter version of the screen.
How do I switch that?
Swap displays button. That should bring you right to it.
I think I've got an idea. Here we go.
So right now we're seeing your presentation, and we can see the preview of all your slides on the left-hand side there. So.
Yeah, got it. I'll just turn the display mirroring off. You should only see one now. Which one have you got?
And there it is. That's the one you want. That's your audience view. So good. We're good to go.
Okay, we'll kick it off.
And
so
I guess
the number one question we get asked is, what is BoxBrownie.com? And the reality is, it's a camera. We don't sell brownies. We are not into confectionery at all. Although we get calls from New York clients asking where their brownies are. The BoxBrownie is the original portable camera. I guess in 1901 it was bought out.
Yeah, the first camera you could buy off the shelf in the shop was a Brownie camera. Their nickname then was a BoxBrownie. And their motto back then in the 1900s was, you press the button, we do the rest.
Yeah, so we thought it was kind of apt to use it, I suppose, for what we do, because a large part of what we do is you supply the image, we make it look amazing. So at the outset, we think we're a revolutionary cloud-based website. People sign up to us, and as you can see on your screen there, well, could see before I click that button, it's a website. At best, you log in, you go to the sign-up screen, you input data, we change it. And I guess one of the things about our service is we try and change it as quickly as possible. So most of our services are done within 24 hours. And I'll kick right into them because I don't want to keep you guys for too long today. But at the outset, whether you are in sales or whether you are in property management, we've got a product for you, and it's extremely affordable. So this first one is an image enhancement product. Now, this was brought about by Brad, who runs around the Sunshine Coast, a little place in Queensland, taking photos of houses. And he decided that why can't I make this particular product accessible to every real estate agent? Because there are other realtors, I guess, who don't use professional photographers. So at the outset, this is a $1.60 edit. And if I just flip between the two, hopefully you're seeing that. Are you seeing that, Michael?
Oh yeah. So, and by the way, I got to say, I think you're absolutely right. You know, not every real estate agent out there uses professional photographers, and I will tell you that a lot of agents out there, they may think they're professional photographers, but let's call it what it is, guys. Your photos suck. So with what you guys are, with what BoxBrownie does, is they make your crappy photos look like awesome photos.
Yeah, so I mean, sometimes it really boils down to your clients don't have the budget. I know this. I had to sit there with an iPhone 6 or 5 back in the day to take photos, or even before that, I had my old point and shoot. So I guess what we try and do is offer something for everyone. This one's more of a property management one because there aren't too many people who want to sell a, let's say, $200,000 and upwards house that won't fork out for the budget on professional photography. But in this particular instance, most property managers are running around taking their own pictures, and you can see what difference they make. Like in that one there that I'm flipping between, we even changed the vertical alignment to make the building look straight. There's blue sky replacement that you can see, and in general, all the colors just pop.
So generally, anything any professional real estate photographer will do to their images, for $1.60, we will do to your images. It's over 15 Photoshop editing tasks. And yeah, we fix things like grass if required, skies, the list goes on. So
take out the pool cleaners, take out hoses, you know.
Garbage cans in front of the house, you know, some knucklehead's got his, you know, Ford Taurus parked out front, you know.
Well, that's a different edit, but we do that as well. Ford Taurus.
Well, and I gotta know, seriously, fix or repair daily, right? But here's the deal. So I got to tell you, I used to be criticized all the time for my crap photos that I used to take for my listings. I mean, I'd go out on a listing appointment at 10 o'clock at night, and it's like dark outside, and all you could see was like the window and the glow of the front window. These guys can take that photo and actually make it so you can see the house. Well, usually, depending on how dark it is, but they can make it so you can see the house and it looks like it's daytime. They clean up the sky so it's this beautiful blue sky. This is a perfect example. Look at that. Go back to that one with the blue sky. I mean, look at that. What a difference that makes. Got rid of the umbrella. I mean, seriously. And it's cheap, you guys. I mean, it's crazy to me that you would ever post a crappy photo of a listing when you could fix it for this little. And by the way, we're going to show you some other stuff in a minute. This isn't all these guys do. This is one of the things they do. We haven't even talked about virtual staging yet. So go ahead. And by the way, for those of you that have questions, type them into the questions box on your screen, and we'll answer your questions as we go along as well. And look at the chat box on your screen. You'll see there's a link there. We get a deal for you guys. I don't remember what that deal is. Maybe you guys can remind us in a minute. But we got a deal for you guys. We negotiated pretty hard. Peter was hardcore about it. But we got a really good deal for you guys. It's even better than what they're offering at $1.60 an image. But you can get it by going to that link in your chat box. So go ahead, Peter. Keep going.
Sure. So the second edit I want to show you, and I'm going to whiz through this one really quickly. This is drone or sky replacement. It's effectively the same thing. It's the same cost, but I guess we identify developments. So those of you who are selling developments, you can see exactly how we would highlight that particular lot. Whether you've got a site that might need identifying, whether it's a unit block that you want to stand out from what is around it. This one here is a perfect example where you can see there's really not much about that property in relation to the ocean, but we make it look amazing. And this is another popular one in Australia, New Zealand, and certainly in the USA at the moment, where you have a development site and there are a bunch of, we call them tradies here, which is short for tradesmen, and they've got their vehicles parked all up the street. We will clear that out and make it look amazing. You can see the prices in US dollars there on the screen, but when you're marketing this image as opposed to this image, it makes your job a lot easier.
Oh yeah, because in the first image, people feel like they're moving into a junkyard.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You got a house site with 1,000 cars around it. It's just not going to get people to the property. I'll move on. I'll move through quickly because I want to show you the three big ones that are there. Item removal is another one that we do this largely for property management, but not always. So this is a stock standard display home. We take out the fence because they're not going to have the fence there when they sell it. So it's not misleading to remove it, but you can see obviously we take it out. Here is every realtor's nightmare.
Kitchen. What the heck? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, actually, I've got a bit of a competition for you, Michael. At the end of this, if anyone can tell me the mistake between this before and after, I'll give them $100 free credit. Okay.
Okay.
So
I like that.
Here's the before. Here's the after. There's a mistake in that image.
I know what it is.
I'll tell you. Something we removed that we shouldn't have. This went to market, by the way. Any property managers out there, you're going to nail this. I'm sure of it.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh, you know what? There it is. Yep, and somebody got it. Paul was the first one to get it. So, guys, I see a bunch of people logging in. It was Paul Coronado was the first one to get it. Can I tell you what it was?
Right. Can you keep his email address, Michael? We'll give him $100 credit at the end. But yeah, you can.
I got it. Paul, way to go, bro. I got it, and he definitely got the right answer. So, and he was a whole bunch of people got the right answer after him, but he was definitely the first. So, good job, Paul.
Good stuff. So as you can see, you know, we just take out things that really shouldn't be there. If you're marketing the property, I guess for sale, you don't want them there. In this instance, we should have removed the pink pillows as well, but the client didn't ask for that. A great example, tenants moving into a property, take it out. And notice also it's gone in the reflection.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, a lot of people treat this as magic. It's not. It's just this is a stock standard Photoshop edit. Here's a great one, cluttered house.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Huge, dude.
I know which one I'd rather be marketing.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, and not only that, you guys can do it the other way too. So, but I'm sure that's coming. I don't want to blow it, but yeah.
Refurbish the whole house. So
that's it.
That's very popular at the moment as well.
We're coming to that, Michael. We're coming to that. I know you're chopping it.
I'm excited, man. I'm frothing at the mouth. I'm totally excited about it. So. Okay.
This particular edit, just so you know, Michael, this is nearly our most popular. It's the second most popular in the USA at the moment, and it's called I think you guys call it Twilight conversion, or we call it day to dusk, where we take a daytime shot. So the premise of this is that Brad here as a photographer can only go out and shoot one particular site at dusk or at twilight.
And I suppose the amount of times I've been asked to go back and get that cool shot at dusk when the owner's really low on a budget. Obviously, dusk or twilight shoots are a lot more expensive. This is a cost-effective marketing solution to, you know, make any image pop. Even if you've got an old listing and you want to refurb the photos, this is a great option to make them stand out again.
So this is a $4 edit. Just so you know, this is $4. Should be done for at least one on every property that you don't have a dust shot done, in my opinion. Statistically proven to sell more properties. This is your hero shot for the property. Like what is this image as opposed to this one? You know, there's no one that's going to look at the first one and go, wow, that's amazing. There's a grey sky and a pool. I mean, they might like the pool, but you add a dust to it, you activate a few lights, amazing. Even that one, it's
pool on that one. That was freaking sick. That was awesome. By the way, we got some.
Check out the pool on this one, Michael.
What's that?
Pool on this one, amazing.
Oh my god!
Like
and the color and the clouds and all that—that's ridiculous. That's super cool. So there's a couple of questions.
Yeah, and courtesy of USA
I've got to answer a couple of questions. So I'm seeing. Let's see here. Nato or not Nato was asking what kind of reaction do you get when you take stuff away and create a great photo, then clients show up and see the mess is all still there?
No, the intention is that the mess won't be there, but it's a great question. I guess handling buyer expectation is over to the realtor at the end of the day. We can't deal with that. We're just enhancing the photos. But
you know, our main job in marketing is to get foot traffic to the door. If we've done that, we've done our job very well, and then it's up to the agent to work out their game plan from there.
Yeah, so when I was selling properties, Brad had made them look amazing. It was up to me to prepare that property for the inspection, I guess. So I never had a drama handling buyer expectation when they came to the property. You know, it is what it is. they're actually not buying the clutter that is there, they're buying the property, so presented in the best light. Is that fair enough, Michael?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Here's the thing, you guys, you got to remember, the job of the photo is not to sell the house. It's to get the click. It's to get the phone call. It's to get the people out there. That's all. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to grab their attention and have them say, "Holy crap, I got to know more about this," so that you can get voice to voice and face to face with them. Everything else is semantics. I don't even care if they buy that house. At the end of the day, all I care about is now they're my client, whether they buy this house or some other house. So I got to get them to engage with me in order to accomplish that. Now, another question we have for you guys. Oh my gosh, that's sick. Seriously, I'm constantly impressed with every photo I see. If Jody Wackler is asking, if you get a high-res image from the client, from the agent, will you be able to return a high-res image back to them that can then be printed on paper? So it's, like they can use for a big blow-up on a flyer.
Yeah, look, 100%, Michael. We will never resize an image unless we're asked to. And we always recommend that we are supplied with the best photo or the highest res photo possible. So if this is done, I suppose the better quality image we're sent in the first place, the better quality editing we can do for you.
Okay, good stuff. Let's go to the next one. I want to keep going. We got more questions, but we'll come back to a couple after you go to your next thing.
Yep. Okay, so Michael, here's your staging. Here's the virtual furniture. So this is the edit that really launched us in the US. We did a single Facebook ad, and since then everyone has been staging their properties virtually. Look, just for the record on that, Michael, if you can afford a professional stager, get them in. These are for the properties that cannot. So don't mix our message. If I'm selling a property, I would always stage that first, but there are so many houses out there that can't afford to have that property staged. I mean, in this instance, this is an outdoor setting. There's what we call a reverse cycle air conditioner engine at the top there, and we've covered that up using furniture. The people behind these edits are the guys that do Star Wars for you all when you go to the screen. So, they'll do Transformers, and in their spare time, they add digital furniture to property. So there's no problem with the quality. It looks, absolutely realistic. In fact, we just came back from a conference, Michael, where we showed 22 images to over 600 realtors. 2 of them were fake, and nobody picked which ones were fake as opposed to the real ones. So in actual fact, nobody won the award. But let me show you something really cool about this example. If I can direct your attention to the fact that you're looking at the kitchen at the moment, in the dining, living room, whatever it is, we've furnished it one way. Now the client wanted us to furnish it looking another way, which is looking towards the terrace out the side there, and we've finished it again in that direction with exactly the same furniture. So I'm just going to flip between the two.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same room furnished in reverse.
Yep.
Now the record for this is held by a lady somewhere in Colorado who furnished a room in 5 different ways.
Whoa.
You can see it on our Facebook site, 5 different angles. But the reality is we'll furnish it as many angles as you want. You get the picture.
No pun intended. So I got to tell you, some of the people on the call here today they have no clue what my background is, and so I want to share with you guys. I was literally listing and selling over 100 homes per month for most of my career. We've sold literally thousands and thousands of homes, and I got to tell you, most of the time we were using crap photos, and I got to tell you, if I had this back then, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine how much more buyer traffic I would have got, how many more transactions we would have closed, how many more sellers would have been impressed with what we were doing for marketing for them, how many calls it would have reduced from angry sellers that saw their cruddy pictures that we were posting. I mean, seriously, I wish I had this when I was actively out selling myself. This is phenomenal, you guys. So keep going.
Yeah, so the premise of this is to get people to the property. I found as a selling agent, quite often the buyer wouldn't use their imagination. They wouldn't understand what the space was used for. Like this room as it sits is just a space. Look, the agent has drawn in the artwork, the bed and the lamps there, and then we've obviously put it in. But the secondary image there really explains to the buyer what the room should be used for, and it doesn't leave any room or maybe it's an office or a gym or a media room. There's none of that. They know exactly what it is. It's $32 per image and a 48-hour turnaround. So this is one of the edits that goes beyond the 24 hours. But in saying that, if you would submit 4 images right now with where our queue's at, we'll probably have them back to you in a day.
And as you can see, you can actually draw on the image and upload to us. That way, I suppose our editing team and ourselves never step foot in the property. So that way, you've got a good idea of where you'd like the furniture placed. You can even attach the Google reference image too if you've got a certain style you like, and we can do our best to replicate it for you.
That was Tammy's question just now. She was asking, can we choose the style of furniture? And it sounds like the answer is yes.
Yeah, we have 4 main ones that we offer, and this is just from the experience of clients sending us things in. So modern contemporary is what you're looking at right there. That's a modern contemporary room. Scandinavian is almost anything you'd see in IKEA catalogue, extremely popular in the UK and obviously Nordic regions. And in areas, pockets of the US, we have urban industrial, which is kind of like your New York open plan apartments. Lots of steel, lots of black, brick walls, kind of rugged look, if you want to call it that. And then we've got farm style, which is for your Midwest. And that's kind of wooden grains, things like that. There are examples of all 3 that we've pulled out. Now, the other thing is if you Google those styles that I've just told you, they will come up with the ideas that we're trying to replicate. If you have anything that sits outside of that, as Brad said, just send us the image and we'll do it. I just want to highlight this one. This is where staging can be used. If you have a look at the first, and I don't know how high resolution this is coming through to you, there's a construction zone outside. There's what we call a,
builder's bin?
Yeah, builder's bin. I don't know. They've got 1,000 names over here outside the window. So what our stager has done is not only activate the fire, they've added curtains, they've drawn the curtains so you can't see that anymore, and then they've staged the property. So between the before and after, you know, this is going to get people inquiring about the property as opposed to this. If I look at the first image, I'm going to be asking myself, is this in a established neighborhood? Are there construction going on? If I move in, am I going to get noise for the first 6 months? All of those questions. Will there be a dust cloud kicked up because there's a construction vehicle of some kind running around behind me? This image, not so much. And you can see also there in things that we add, like there's a mirror we've added the consistency of the reflection. You can also see in the reflection on the dining table that's there, it's consistent with the rest of the image.
I suppose too, just for the viewers, a lot of people sort of really think that our virtual staging is just an app and it all happens really fast. But as we said earlier, these are actual 3D designers. There's a lot of work that goes into each image. I'd say between 1 and 6 hours goes into each image. That includes reworks and changes. So.
Don't be confused. This is not a Photoshop edit, by the way. This is not Photoshop that we're using at the moment. This is created in a program called 3ds Max, where they actually map the room out. A lot of you might be wondering, how do they get the scale of the furniture right? They measure the windows and doors. As they enter it in 3ds Map, they actually map out the top of the door to the bottom of the door to get the scale of the furniture that you can see in front of you, right? Rooms like this are especially hard because there's not a standard height. This is a custom build. Any questions on the staging before we move on?
Yeah, let me stop you right there real quick. So because Carlos Delgado was asking a great question. He said, do you need room measurements of the room to properly stage the image? And it sounds like we don't necessarily have to have the room measurements.
No, we'll take them if you've got them, but rarely do we get a room measurement. You know, some of the hardest rooms that we have to measure don't have a window or a door in them. And that, you know, if they've got a window or a door in them, it's generally easy. But the other thing on that, Michael, is once you get the image, that's not the end of the transaction. Now, whilst we like all of the data to be put in at the front end, so we've got a clear indication of what the job is, we have this need something changed button. So let's say you send us something, we stage it, and you realise on exit that all of the furniture is the wrong scale. You hit a need something changed button, we'll fix it up for you.
I love it.
All done through the system, no messy emails. It's almost like our whole system is like click and forget. Let us know your request. You get an email when it's ready. It's nice and easy.
All right, we got some more questions I want to hit you with before we move on. Real quick, Phil Slezak asks a great question. Are you able to remove green screen from our videos, and is there a cost for that?
Videos is something that we're not into just yet. It's not to say we won't be down the track, but moving images we try to avoid just for the time being. We're in static images, so that's a no at the moment.
Okay, and here's what Rick writes. I got to tell you, Rick, and I might actually come back to you, Rick. I'd love to hear at the end when we're all done today. Rick says he's already used your services and loves it, especially for small properties. So thank you for that.
I love you, Rick.
Yeah, so we may come back when we get done. If we have some time, I might unmute your microphone, Rick, so you can tell us all about how you've used it and all that good stuff. All right, Roseanne is asking, is your editing available as a standalone for post-production for photographers?
Yes, it is, and I'm happy to report that we work with many all around the globe.
Well, they're our second biggest client, is photographers. In fact, let me tell you this story just real quick. We went to a exhibition maybe a month ago where we were displaying before and afters, and this guy rocked up to us, and a really puzzled look on his face, and he said, "You guys are false and misleading." He was ready to have a go. He said, "You've got an image up there that you clearly did not do," and he was adamant that that was a property he sold. He'd never heard of BoxBrownie before. The reality was, it was his photographer that had put it through our service, and he had no idea. So he was a realtor somewhere in Melbourne, Australia, and he's looking at BoxBrownie for the first time, and he used it, but hadn't known he had used it. So don't, just be aware that your photographer may already be using our services.
And I suppose BoxBrownie.com is, that's really my creation. As a property photographer, I still shoot a fair bit. You can shoot more properties during the day, upload at night, your images are back there the following day. If you're up doing late night photoshopping and shooting all day, it's very tiring, it's very hard, and that's just where we come in.
Okay, so this is awesome, you guys. And by the way, don't forget, in the chat box is the link if you guys want to get the discount that BoxBrownie is offering for all of our Club Wealth clients and all of you on this webinar. By the way, for those of you that don't know, Club Wealth is a real estate agent coaching company. So I know some of you have been asking that in the chat box. So we coach real estate agents nationwide. All right, so let's keep moving forward. How do you know? So in terms of what style of furniture to add, that I think you've answered that in terms of you give them the choice of 4 different types of furniture, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Or if you don't choose it all, we'll choose for you, Michael. That our guys are not. Some of them are interior designers in their own right. This particular space that you're looking at was a particularly difficult one for them to even do. So, you get some kind of idea. They're not mugs. They know what they're doing.
Okay, now another one. This is even on this image right here, because this image right here is a good example of our next question, which Shannon Ton asks, and that is the price per image or per room?
Good one. Well, it's per image.
There you go.
Per room, you still, if you've got 2 images of the same room, it's double the price. So,
It's really per photo we're sent. If you've got 3 living areas on the one photo, well, that's still the same price.
Yeah.
Hopefully that makes sense.
Here's another great testimonial for you. Betty Dixon says, I used your service on a new construction home. It had been on the market for 4 months, and after the virtual staging, it went under a contract in less than a week. I love BoxBrownie. Thank you for that, Betty. We appreciate that. That's awesome.
Yeah, we love hearing those stories, Michael, because we actually don't meet the people that use our service. You got to understand, from our side, they appear as email addresses, which is somewhat, it's strange. When we hear those stories, we love it.
We love going to expos. We just did one in Brisbane only a few days ago. We're hearing all the stories. There was another similar one like that. We never get sick of hearing it.
Yeah.
So it drives us forward.
That's awesome. I love it. Okay, another question. Do you prefer HDR or non-HDR photos to work with?
No, yeah.
Look, we work on both. I'd probably prefer non-HDR images, because why do any extra work than what you have to? If you know how to bracket on your camera, send us the multiple exposures and we'll do everything for you, all for the same price.
Love it.
Yeah, actually, we have a separate bracketing engine. If any of you out there know anything about shooting photography, we have a separate bracketing engine that you can upload the brackets to. Tell us how many edits you want, and we'll do them in it. Just so you know, it's the same price. You don't get hit $1.60 every time you enter the 5 or 3 to 5 images. It's $1.60 per output.
But with staging, highly recommend you use professional images, whether you've taken them yourself and we've edited them, or you'd be using your professional photographers. But it's really important with this edit to get right.
Okay, good stuff. All right, so more questions. Do you guys have time for more questions, or do we need to roll forward?
Mate, we have as much time as you need this morning. I've got some more products to show you, but the important ones are out of the way.
All right, so let's do this then. I'm gonna blow through a couple of quick questions, and let's get to these other products that you guys have that are part of BoxBrownie, because I don't know that most people. I think a lot of people know about your photo products, but I don't think they understand that you guys do a whole lot more that is actually really helpful as well. So when you want virtual furniture from 2 different angles in the same room, does that count as one price, or would that be 2 separate room photos? That was Carrie.
Sorry, what was that question?
So when you're going to do 2 different views of the same room, does that count as 2 images or 1?
Yeah,
that sounds like 2 photos. That's 2 views. It's you price per photo. So if you've got 2 angles of a room, which would equal 2 photos, there's a separate charge for each.
Perfect. And then Sean wants to know, are there any all-in-one packages where you can just pay a monthly price, get unlimited photos, anything like that?
Well, we don't do a subscription model, largely because the feedback that we've had from agents is that they don't want it. We have agents who use our service maybe twice a month, and we have agents that use our service every day. So
we looked at it early days. With all the products we offer, it's not. We want to keep it really easy for our clientele. There's no subscriptions. You don't lose credits. You pay per use, and everything's at wholesale prices. So the prices we offer are wholesale prices where photographers are using us and putting their bid on top, just to give you an idea.
Yeah, and just so you know, our image enhancement product used to be $2.40 up until February of this year, and we discovered another way of doing it for the same quality that would allow us to deliver it at less money. So we dropped that to $1.60, just so you know.
$2.40 or $2.60 is so much money. I can't imagine. I would have been begging you to lower the price at that. It kills me. I mean, you guys are already giving it away, and you lower it even more. That's crazy. All right,
well,
so Tara, I need you.
If we can cut the cost, Michael will do it. If we want to deliver this to everybody, regardless of whether they're a huge agent or just a single operator, we want to deliver it to everybody at the same cost.
That's crazy. Okay, so real quick, Tara, I need you to go into the comments, the questions box, and there's a couple of people in there can't find the link in the chat box, so I need you to reply to their comment with the discount link. So Tara, if you would do that for me, that would be great. Okay, we got more questions rolling in, but I know you guys want to move to the next product, so let's talk about it. Go for it.
Well, I'll go through the next couple fairly quickly. So we do floor plan redraws, and why this is important, Michael, is because if you're doing what we call over here a listing presentation, you're really wanting to wow the owner. This is a great example of what an agent does here in Australia. They will either draw it with their hand like this, or they'll take a snapshot of the floor plan themselves, and they'll deliver then this back to the agent. And I guess when you're trying to attract a listing, if you can come back with this as opposed to this for I think it's $24 US. Those two, you'll win the listing every single time.
Yeah, we're trying to educate clients here in Australia and around the world about how you can really win over a listing, I suppose. If you go above and beyond and draw up a floor plan, or even ask for the builder's plans when you're initially speaking with them, you come back the next few days with something like this, they're going to know you're proactive. And I guarantee they're going to be thinking of you over the competition when it's ready to list their home.
Now, I'm aware that a lot of people in the USA don't do that own floor plan. So this could be specifically for one where they don't have one, I guess. You get an idea of the styles that we offer. This one here is a 2D textured finish. This one is a 2D full color. And we'll even take old plans like the one that you see in front of you and turn it into a 3D. Lots of people like the 3D because it shows exactly what each room is used for, what each space is done.
All right,
So
I got the floor plan for my house. I'm having Tara send that over to you. So Tara, you got to get that sent over to Peter right away. I want my house. I want the 3D textured, the whole thing. That's cool. That's actually a really cool product. And here's the thing, you're right. It's not done a lot in the U.S. And I'll tell you what, if I had to choose between this or going and doing a full like Matterport video, I would way rather do this because it's a whole lot more affordable. I can do it very quickly, and it's going to wow the seller. That I, just like you said, I took what they had and I expanded. I made it into something amazing. So I love it.
Well, the other thing is these are 24-hour turnarounds. We know statistically that only 1 in 5 people will consider your property if you don't have a floor plan attached to it. So those stats are pretty damning. I'll repeat that. 1 in 5 people won't look at your listing unless you have a floor plan attached to it. We know that's the case. They don't understand how they can fit things in. They don't understand what each space is used for.
Helps buyers visualize, you know, most floor plans have measurements on there. They can really scale and see where their furniture is going to fit in the home.
Yeah, and I'm going to preempt a lot of questions. We see some absolute rubbish get submitted to us, a squiggle on a piece of paper. We'll have a go at anything. So you send us the best you can draw a property. Now it might be an A4 piece of paper. You've drawn a rectangle and a couple of boxes in there and labelled what they are. We'll have a go at drawing that up for you. So don't be afraid of using, you know, a piece of paper, a grid paper, whatever it is. We don't need measurements. We don't need any of that. We don't even need north. Now, if I take you back, we'll put all of those things in if you've got them. So we'll put the floor area, we'll put a disclaimer, we'll put your logo. We'll put an address, we'll put north. We'll do all of that if you have it. If you don't have it, we'll return a professional floor plan to you just the same. So you get the idea with that. I don't really want to dwell on floor plans a lot. I really want to show you our next flagship, which is the 3D renders or the artist impressions. So this is the edit that is going absolutely bananas in the US, and it's largely in developers or builders is where we deal with this. So we don't really have before and afters, even though you're looking at one right now. We operate off the builder's file. So quite often they don't even have an elevation, which is what we would call a before in this image. This is for selling the intangible. The house doesn't exist yet. How do I get the buyer to see what it will look like when it's done? Well, this is $280. Now, I can tell you, I was an off-the-plan salesperson. I was selling investment property. These used to cost me $4,000 to get done in the quality and example that you can see in front of you. So as far as $280 is concerned, there's not many people that won't spend that money to show the buyer the intangible.
Just helps buyers visualize something that's not built yet off the plan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we do externals, we do internals. That is a render, believe it or not. I mean, I don't know what it looks like to you at your end, but it's very hard to see. Yeah, that doesn't exist, Michael. Well, it may now because we did it 2 months ago, but it didn't exist at the time we were doing it. But if you want to show someone the fact that there's a master bedroom with an ensuite that's sitting there, well, $280 will allow you to do that.
And if you've got a view outside the window, you can supply things like either a drone photo, which we might show you later on in the example, or even a ground level photo of what the view looks like out that window that's not built yet, and we can make it all happen.
Yep.
That is amazing.
Yeah, development. So this is a duplex that sits there. It's actually, this one's priced incorrectly. We jump up to when I'll just fast forward. This is what we call a streetscape, where you have multiple dwellings in one, and that's $500 per render. So you're selling a townhouse development. You want to show people how they look, or a condominium development. That's what it is. $280 per render, regardless of what it says on your screen, except for the $500 one. Any questions while we're on this?
I've got a whole bunch of questions. So let me do this. Do you have other products you want to share with us, or is this it?
We've only got one left, Michael.
Okay, let's share that, and then because I've got a whole bunch of questions from people here, they're blowing me up. So let's.
Okay. So the last service that we do is becoming more and more popular. We haven't really pushed it. I don't know why. We just haven't as yet. It's a copywriting service. So we've got journalists here in Australia on standby. You want to supply a property that, let's say you're a sales agent, you're really good at closing, but you're not necessarily good at marketing that property, or you just don't have time. You've got 50 properties on the go at once, and you don't want to write the copy for it. We'll do it for you. So all we ask is a couple of photos of the property. They don't have to be professional, as you'll see. This particular example, they supplied 8, and we wrote the copy for them. So this was a $40 edit. There's 250 words. You get a choice of 150, 250, or 350, and we'll return it to you. Now, the journos that we have, they will write it so that the action-packed part is at the front of the blurb. So what people read first is really important to them. They'll also write it in a style that allows for the reader's eye to continue on through the actual article. Here's another example, and this is what I mean about you don't have to supply professional images.
So yeah, just a couple of photos at a minimum, a floor plan if you've got it, a couple of bulletproof points,
and a geographical location. So if we have to talk about the property, we're going to have to tell them whether there is a shopping mall nearby, what schools are in the area.
The airport's half an hour away.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to right about that. Yeah, we'll avoid the airport being half an hour away. But you get the picture. So spacious family living on 2.45 acres in the hinterland. This might be Australianised for you, but we'll write it in any style. If you're in the USA and you supply it, we'll spell it differently. The word colour over here is spelled C-O-L-O-U-R, whereas in the US it's C-O-L-O-R. We understand all of that. We'll get your geographical location and match it.
I love it. I love it. Okay, we ready for questions?
Yeah, please fire away.
Oh my gosh, you guys keep firing your questions in here. We're going to get to them, and we're going to stay on as long as we can to answer all your questions. First of all, this is awesome. You guys, I cannot thank you enough for doing this webinar with us.
No, thanks for having us, Michael. We really appreciate it.
Oh, yeah, I'm stoked. So for those of you that have not found the link yet, it's in the chat box on your screen. If you absolutely just cannot find the link there, then email clientcare@clubwealth.com, and we'll email you the link because we get a discount on the BoxBrownie service, obviously. They provide an incentive for you guys to use to sign up through Club Wealth. So.
Can I talk about that for a second, Michael? Because we've bumped that incentive up, just so you know. Because we were so delighted about the fact that you invited us on today. Anyone that enters in capital letters Club Wealth, and I'll put the code on your screen shortly, anyone that throws that word Club Wealth, no spaces, all capital letters in after sign up will get $40 free credit to start themselves off on the process. And that'll give you a floor plan, that'll give you a stage to check out. You'll also get with that a free day to dusk and a couple of free item enhancements. So you can try all of our services. The only one that won't fit into that will be the 3D render, and as you can appreciate, that's a 7 to 14 day edit. So it's not the easiest thing to throw out for free. But any of our other ones will fit in there.
That is freaking crazy. And by the way, and we did not talk about this ahead of time, so thank you for that.
No, we did
really
not.
Cool of you guys.
There was no discussion of this, so sorry to dump it on you at the last minute.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think that's awesome. Seriously, I really appreciate that. That's super cool. And I'm telling you, we have literally hundreds of people on the call right now, so I'm shocked at how many people logged in and are still on it. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to questions right now. Rick Wright wants to know, do you offer a virtual tour of the virtual staging, or are they just images for now?
No, they're just images. So we're not into virtual tours yet, but it is something we've got on our horizon. I guess one of the dramas we have with virtual tours at this stage is the major provider for that at the moment, or the large way you do it is to purchase a camera for around $4,500 US. And we think that the delivery of that property is, the delivery of the actual 3D stitching is going to drop in price.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting. So I agree with you. I think that this is much, in fact, Brandon, I got to find his comment. Brandon Landro, who's one of my personal coaching clients, was mentioning the difference between this and Matterport, and how he really likes what you guys are doing a lot better than Matterport, and has used Matterport in the past. So, you know, I agree with you. I'm not a huge fan of how that is. It's choppy. It's not as clear. The images aren't as good. So I think you guys are light years ahead of that technology.
We think there's room for both, Michael, and I appreciate you saying that. But we're not having a go at Matterport. We just think that in the future there will be delivery items that are far cheaper than that, and they're coming. So what we're more interested in is in the future we'll probably stitch all of those photos together, and it'll be your realtors that are taking the images on a $100 device, not on a $5,000 device. If that makes sense.
I believe you. I think you're probably right about that. Okay, so let's go to Ralph San Jose. Says, if a plat map is sent in for a development with several phases, could animation being created showing the development evolving over time?
Yeah, so I understand that they're sending in phases of a property being developed. Is that correct?
Yeah, and that would be a development with, so it'd be a multiple, so let's say I've got a plat, right? I've got 50 lots, and then there's phase 2 is another 75 lots, and phase 3 is another 50 lots. And can we show that development happening over time?
Actually, Michael, that's an excellent question, because that particular product fits into a part that I haven't talked about. If I duck back to the main screen here and I just show you our engine again, you can see, I'll just put this so it pops up. You can see on this screen, actually, no, you can't. So I'll take you to the website. But if I just duck across to the website and show you that, give me 2 seconds. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to log in here to our website and just show you one other part of our website, which is our custom engine.
Okay, while you're pulling that up, I'm going to read another testimonial for you from Don Orison. Don Orison says, I used BoxBrownie for the first time about 6 months ago. I did not want to pay the money because it's a lot, right? $2 or whatever. It's I agree, man. I don't want to say totally joking, Don. Just give me a hard time, brother. So he says, I didn't want to pay the money on a photographer. Oh, sorry, it was on the photographer. On such a small and not so good looking home that was empty. I could not believe the final product. It looked like I used my regular high-end photographer for the property. Love that.
Oh, that's brilliant. Thank you. Thank you so much for using us. We really appreciate it. It's great.
We're always here to help too, whether it's live chat, email. We've got a US number. Yeah. We love dealing with our clients, and we're just here to help. So thank you.
So this custom quote that I was talking about, Michael, it's up the top of the screen at the moment. I've clicked on custom quotes. If you've got anything like that last question where you've got phases of the development, add new quote in here. If there's anything that fits outside of the box, pardon the pun, but anything that is not in our regular product guide, just add it to your custom quote. And what happens in here is it goes to a specialist editing team. They're actually some of our best editors. Not, we like to think that they're all in the top echelon anyway, but these are the more senior editors, ones that have seen and done everything. We will get back to you with a quote, a dollar quote, and a time frame of what we can deliver that in. And if you like what you see, you hit the approve button, and we then start the job. So a lot of the development sites that you're talking about, the site plans that say, that will drag on for 3 months, we'll work with you on those. We'll give you a dollar figure at the end of it to say, if you want to put a sold sticker on it once every month, if you want to update that, we will do that as well.
Love it. It's great stuff. All right, James Holder asks, are you getting feedback asking what the cost is to furnish the room like in the photo? So I'm not quite understanding.
Oh, yes, I understand what he's asking.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so it was James, was it?
Yes.
James, we would love to offer all of the furniture that is in the photo for sale. And that may be an optional extra down the track. It would be amazing if you could see the furniture and go, this is a $4,000 package, click here and we'll deliver it to you.
Oh.
The logistics of doing that right now is very, very hard. But trust me, James, we're looking into it.
It's on our radar.
Yeah.
Why do I feel an Amazon partnership coming on? I don't know.
Yeah, well, Mike, it's coming.
I love it, man. And it all started right here. Just don't forget Club Wealth, man. It all started. Okay, so Brian Tessier asks, I too have been, this is another testimonial. I too have been using for 4 days since I was turned on to them. He saw it with the link to this webinar. and dropped $1,000 already with a smile. Can't believe the difference. Oh, that's awesome. That's hilarious.
Somewhat addictive, Michael. Somewhat addictive.
What I want to know, Brian, is did you use our discount code? I sure hope you did. All right.
Actually, on that, Michael, he won't be able to at this stage. If you have existing clients, they won't be able to enter the discount code. So what I'd encourage you guys to do is email us at hello@boxbrownie.com, and we'll add that credit to you. So, because you've been using us, we don't want to discount you, and we don't want to leave you out of the coupon code. Just email us and say, hey, I saw you guys in Club Wealth this morning. Here's the email address I used to log in. We'll add that credit to your account.
Love it. Love it. Yeah, just let them know that you saw them on Club Wealth. That's great. I love it. Okay, so Mohammed was asking, do you do other marketing like single property websites or anything like that?
Yes, great question. That is actually our next tech piece. So we see that being a big space in what we do. So yeah, really, as I said again, watch this space, but we've got lots of edits coming. What you see at the moment is just the start. Every day we're improving. So we'll keep you up to date on that.
So not yet, but soon.
Yeah, so you guys reach out to me after this. It's Peter and Brad. I have a contact. I'll get you. I'll make an introduction for you that could be a really valuable partnership for you there.
That'd be great.
Yeah, we might be able to help fast track that for you. Okay, so Gloria is asking, can you remove snow out of photos? I see the one you enhanced from dawn to dusk. You left the snow in.
Yes. Look.
It's a really photo by photo case.
Yeah. We can't say yes or no to that. It depends on what is behind the snow. So at the end of the day, we need to recreate anything that we've cut out of an image.
And that's done by using a clone tool. So I suppose even some item removal, if it can be done in Photoshop, we can do it. But there is some images that it's near impossible to do because we don't know what's behind the image.
Yeah, but let me give you an example. If there's snow covering the ground and you want us to take it out, and there's just grass in there, that's a no-brainer. That's really simple. But if the snow is covering the majority of the facade of the house or the front of the property, look, it becomes a little bit harder because we don't know what the property looks like underneath. So I hope that answers your question.
All right, good stuff. Brian also asks, can they finish an unfinished basement?
Great question. Yes, we can. We can.
Here's one we prepared earlier. It's not a basement, but let me just give you an example of what we do in our custom quote section. So I'm just going to blow this up for you on the screen so you can see it. I'm hoping right now, Michael.
We see it.
Or in a minute.
After the black screen.
You can see an unfinished building.
Yep.
Can you see it?
Yep.
Yep, got it? Okay. So the client here is someone who renovates properties or creates them from new and wants to sell them. So this guy is US based, as you can tell by the US plug on the wall. He tells us where he wants the furniture put, and we finish the apartment for him.
Love it.
We even do these with properties without walls as well, to give you an idea.
Yeah, so sometimes the wall won't be there. They'll just tell us that it's coming. He wants to market that property, and off it goes.
Perfect.
Michael, most unfinished basements, though, just have studs.
Yeah, and so the answer is, can you put sheetrocks on studs and that sort of thing? I'm assuming the answer is yes.
Yeah, it falls into our custom quote section. Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. All right, so Jennifer Landry would like to know if paint colors can be changed in a room to show a potential seller what better paint colors can do to help sell the property.
Sure thing. That comes under our color change edit. So yes, 100%. Once again, it would be great if you attach the sample color image to that edit. But yes, that's another easy edit we can organize. Great for featured walls, or if you've got a really leery pink couch in the lounge room, you want to change it. It applies to any item.
Love it. Tara, if you could do me a favor, go back into the comments. We still have more people asking in the questions box for the discount link and or discount code. And if you could do that, I see Wayne is asking for that. We got a couple other people asking for it as well. So if you could post that in an answer to their question in the questions box, that'd be great. So Tara, if you're
can you see those examples that I'm showing right now, Michael?
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a great example of the color change that we do.
Oh my gosh, look at that river. Holy cow. That's funny. You can make the River Jordan look clean. That's great. All right. So, all right, that's good stuff. So that's how they do that on St. Patty's Day in Boston. I see what they were doing. That's not really.
Yeah, that's exactly how they do it. I'll take you through a couple of examples just while we're waiting, Michael, if that's okay. Here's one really boring patio. We call it a patio. Well, I don't know what you'd call this. It's an outdoor area. Yep. So they just wanted to give it a bit of wow factor. So we took out the gym handles over there in the existing one, the existing setting. We then gave it a bit of treatment to make it pop a bit more, or we turned it into a data dusk and activated the fire. And then if I want to take it through again, we put an outdoor setting in it. And let me take you on to another example. So people who are just visiting properties, we get asked a lot, can we use our iPhone? This is an example of an iPhone image that we have then adapted. So that might be handy for your I guess, viewers on the run. Now, I want to offer another competition to you, Michael, if that's possible. This is $100 for anyone who can figure out what we've taken out of this image that shouldn't be removed.
Oh, I love it. I got it. Is it okay? So are we running another contest here?
Yep. And if you can tell us what we've removed that we shouldn't have taken out.
I've got a guess, but let's see who did it. Oh, there we go. So I'm hearing the first one to respond was Ralph San Jose with the concrete stand in the front, the number post.
Yeah,
Mailbox.
That's a mailbox. Yeah, shouldn't have taken that one out.
There you go. So we're gonna make him the winner there. Awesome, Ralph San Jose. Rock on, brother. All right. So we got some more questions. We got to keep moving forward. We got a lot more questions here, and we're running out of time. So let's go to. This was a good one. Hold on, where did it go? Being new to this, so Joni was asking, being new to this, if we send you the photos, do you make recommendations on what we need, or do we have to pretty much tell you what we want to do?
Well, you know the property best, I suppose. We can always make recommendations. We have this live chat engine, which you can actually see there. I could probably go and talk to them now. So if you can see that on our screen, you could quite easily ask us. You can dump photos into that live chat. You can send us your images. We'll advise you on it because I suppose I've been in real estate and he's a photographer. So we've seen quite a few properties and we do know a little bit about marketing. But if we're happy to take your advice, or we're happy to give it on what we think you should do with the property.
Yeah, look, we're here to help. So especially the first few times using our service, don't be shy. Please contact us. We're happy to walk anyone through how to use it, and obviously, happy to recommend any recommendations to make your images look better.
Here's a great one. Great question from Carrie Girton. It's can we pay? And I can see this, especially if I've got a big team. I want to be able to just can I pay a big fee up front, just like bank some money with you guys, and my team can just draw it as we need to do the photos and all that, or do we have to pay it one at a time?
Yeah, that's a cracking question. Yes, in a word, yes. So I'll just take you back to the website. I've logged into my account, right? I don't know if you can see that, but I'm just going to return here to my dashboard. This is where all the magic happens in your dashboard. If you can see this, you have an icon at the top that says your team. Now I can add Michael Hellickson, for example, to that, and I can assign him only $5 credit, or I can assign him lots more credit.
I suppose you can set up a master email account, and you can have other work emails underneath that. You can put down as much credit on the account as you want. Every agent can have certain access or full access. And then anybody who submits jobs underneath the office account, everything's documented, obviously for accounting use. So everything's tracked, everything's in our system, nothing's hidden.
Yeah, so you can even give that person a monthly credit limit. Like let's say they're in property management and you don't want them spending the $5,000 that you've uploaded to there. You give them $50 at a time or whatever it is. I mean, they can always come to you and ask for more to be applied. but we call this the parent account. So my account would be used as the parent account. Michael's would then be under that. I would assign him as much credit as he wanted because he's such a nice bloke.
I love it. Awesome. All right, here's another great question from Terry Scapin asks, do you have any marketing material that we can use to show our clients at a listing appointment what we can do with the photos of their house to really make them pop?
Yeah, what's the easiest way to do this for you, Michael? We actually have PDF brochures that we can send out. So if you want to present this to your clients, we can give you the link to that, or you can email us and we'll give it to them directly. Whatever's easiest for you. If you want to make them contact you,
yeah, I mean, I'd say send it over to us, and we'll include that so we do an email template, so that when people ask us about partners that we work with, and we can email a template and we can add that as an attachment to that. I would also say make sure, and I'm still working on this. I'm going to convince you guys to come down and be a part of the Business Strategy Mastermind Conference in November. You know it's better than NAR anyway. Seriously, come on. Like you're going to go where people actually do business, and yeah, you guys can tell NAR I said that. But if nothing else, we need to get those brochures to that event as well. And hopefully we'll get one or both of you there at all or part of that event. But yeah, send those over and we'll help disseminate them. And for those of you that are already clients of BoxBrownie, I'm assuming they can just send an email to hello@boxbrownie.com to get a copy of that as well, correct?
Speaking of, Michael, too, I've got a great checklist called a pre-photography checklist. This will help all your clients one of two ways. A, it gets the house ready for photography, which us photographers absolutely love. It's 4 pages, it's a checklist. If the owners follow it, the house is going to be so ready for sale, it's not funny. It'll be looking the best it ever has. And the owners will probably be speaking to themselves going, why are we actually selling now?
Yeah, he's not talking that up enough, Michael, because as you know, I'm the real estate agent side here. If I'd had his pre-photography checklist, I would have sold a heck of a lot more properties because it is dead set comprehensive. It goes through everything. It goes through blinds. It goes through what you need to do externally, internally, even how tax are presented. So we'll offer that for free as well. If you want to email us at hello@BoxBrownie, but we'll give it to you guys at Club Wealth as well.
And also on that too, if anyone wants to measure their own floor plans, we've got a document to help there as well.
Yep.
Yeah, send that over. Yeah, definitely.
We've also got. Sorry.
No, go ahead.
The other thing that we get asked quite a lot, especially from our stateside users, is whether there's a specific camera that we recommend. Now, we don't have any partnerships, so I'll say that at the outset, but any kind of digital SLR that brackets shots, if you go into any of your local camera stores and you say, look, I'd like a digital SLR with a wide angle lens that brackets, get a tripod and a flash, we'll have you shooting properties really, really well. Now, any property management teams that are out there, if you go out and follow those 4 things, is that correct, Brad?
That's correct, yeah. I suppose presentation is always key. If you learn how to bracket means in photography terms, you can actually see that window view outside the window. A lot of people who take their own photos will be a single shot. You don't have the window detail outside. With our help, we make it look good. And the 4th step's probably selling the property. Yeah,
so to run you through that again, a tripod, a flash, a digital SLR, and a wide angle lens. They are the 4 things that you can do really, really good, amazing work with.
I love it. That's great stuff. Okay, I'm getting lots of great. Thank you for sharing all this information, you guys. I got a ton more questions. I'll still ask some more questions. I think we've got some time if you guys have a few minutes. But I wanted to acknowledge the people that have appointments they need to get to and are saying how much they appreciate this. So Pamela, thank you for that. We appreciate that. And okay, so Phil's asking, can you take a house we are going to flip and paint the interior and flooring in? So if I want to do like hardwood flooring, can you add hardwood flooring or tile flooring or whatever?
Yeah, it's in our custom job section, Michael. So if all I have to do is go to the custom quotes, upload the data that they have there. We do this quite regularly. We have a bunch of flippers, I think you call them. Is that correct?
Yep,
flippers?
Yep, that's right.
Over here in Australia, that's a particular type of bowl in cricket. You guys don't get cricket, but the flipper is a particular delivery that the bowler will do that goes one way. It's a bit like, a curveball in baseball. So we have flippers. Apparently, we call also the dolphins. They have flippers, but flippers give us things on custom quotes, and they send us images in, and we adapt that to whatever they want. We'll renovate it in whatever way. If we can't do it, we'll come back and let you know. But there's very, very rarely an instance that happens.
Once again, send us an example of the floor coverings, example of the color you're using.
Yeah,
we just mash it all up and make it happen.
Yeah, we have even people who say we're going to use salmon pink for the walls, as an example. I'm not really a salmon pink kind of guy, but if you are and you want to use that color on the walls, send us your example of salmon pink and we'll make the walls salmon
pink. Whatever. Why do I not believe that? I got a feeling you're like a pink polka dot guy. I can just picture it now. All right.
Only when we pick our reds and our whites.
I love it. All right, so Beverly mentions that the cabinets are an amazing option. I hadn't thought of that. Big selling point in Arizona. Can you also do the countertops? Can you change the countertops if we provide you with a sample of what we'd like to see in there for countertops?
Yes, we can. Again, in the custom quote section, it's not really a standard product. It's not something we get asked every day. But yes, we can. Upload it to the custom quote section, give us the highest res image, tell us what the countertops are going to be, and we'll replace them. But by the way, on that, Michael, one of the questions that we get asked, particularly from Texans, if there are any Texans watching today, hello to you, we love you guys, you're amazing. But one of the questions that we get asked all the time is this misleading? We've actually spoken to, do you know there's 117 MLS offices in Texas? Just so you know, I know this because I've spoken to every single one of them. And eventually I got put through to the Texans Association of Realtors. Yes, I know what that is as well. They say to us, adding furniture to property is not misleading. We don't add, just so you know, in staging, we don't add fixtures or fittings. We won't add a wall cavity. We won't add a chandelier from the roof unless you ask for it.
Or shelves or anything like that.
Yeah, so we don't add any fixtures or fittings. Nothing that we do as the default is misleading. In fact, as a result of talking with the Texas Association of Realtors, lovely, lovely bunch they are, we have now removed adding green grass because they said to us, look, you can't add green grass if it doesn't exist. So as an option, if you just put in your notes section, I don't want grass added, I want the grass greened.
You've got a click box for that now.
Yeah, we now have a box here you can select either. So nothing about what we do as a default is misleading, but you take the onus. So if you ask us to add a chandelier and a pink elephant in the corner, there's that pink again, Michael, you've caught me. Yes, we will do that.
I love it.
Same goes for power lines or anything like that. You know, we're not all about being misleading. We just want to show the property in its best light.
So we won't take the power lines out unless you ask us, and then it's on you.
Yeah. Hey, and Peter, we know you lost the vote on the color for the team shirts. You know, Brad wanted black, you wanted pink. I get it, man.
I did want pink.
I got it.
Maybe we need a pink logo.
Totally caught me, Michael. Totally.
Awesome. All right, here we go. So Shannon asked a really interesting question, and I think I know the answer, but it's if we notice an error has been made after it's complete and paid for, how long is the turnaround time to correct it, and is there an additional charge?
Yeah, look, that's a really good question. The only time there's an additional charge, if you can follow my screen right now, I don't know if you've seen that.
Yep.
But here's a day to dusk that we have done. We've converted a daytime shot to a dusk, and you can see down the bottom there's a link that says need something changed. So I click on that and I go add in comments.
Please remove the pink sky.
Please remove the pink sky. We get asked that a lot. There's no pink sky where we live. We're in Alaska. It's all white. So don't put a pink sky in. And if you send that through to us, we generally, we don't have a time frame on return, which I think was the second part of the question. But look, what we endeavour to do is get it back to you as quickly as possible. The question is an excellent question because sometimes we return it to the actual editor. And sometimes that may take between 6 and 12 hours, and that may blow out beyond your 24-hour time frame. This is an area that we're actually improving. We're about to launch in the next month a rework team whose sole job is when you don't like something, they'll fix the image up and get it back to you. So at the moment, we've got a bit of delay on that. Great question. But generally, if you receive something and hit need something changed now, we'll have it back to you within the hour.
Okay, so here's another good one from Priyanka Jory in Texas, in Houston, Texas, the Woodlands technically. And Priyanka says, so I've got 37 dogs in my backyard. Can you edit those out of the photo? I'm totally joking, Priyanka. You didn't really ask that question, but shout out to Priyanka and the 37 dogs. Actually, I think
yeah, the dogs out.
No, she really does have. She's got a dog sanctuary. So if there's a dog that needs a home, like mine's about to be sent down there, I don't know. We'll see. But if you want to get
do you have crazy cat ladies over there? Do you know what a crazy cat lady is?
Yeah, Priyanka's dead. Priyanka, true or false? Are you the crazy dog lady? Just call it what it is.
Wow.
We love you, Priyanka. Come on. All right, she's gonna. I'm gonna hear about this one. I guarantee she's getting on Facebook right now. She's like, Helixton, you suck. All right. I love you, Priyanka. You rock. All right, so let's keep going. We got some more questions here. Do you guys hire people in the U.S. for your editing, or are they in other countries?
Good question. Look, our editors are non-geo-specific, is I guess the way we put it. We have editors in the US right now, so the answer to that is yes, we do.
Awesome, I love it. Priyanka's now saying, please, can you add more
dogs? Any viewers have sons or daughters that want to do that, they need to email jobs@boxbrownie.com.
We've got an online test, and if they pass it, we honestly welcome anyone. It can be a great second income for someone, or even a full-time job.
Yep.
You can work off any device that has an internet connection, that has your programs you need to do your thing.
So yes, we do.
Love it. All right. So Priyanka wants to know, can you add more dogs to the photo? She's actually asking that.
What kind of dogs do you want? Are they little ones or big ones?
She's got them.
Michael, she wants you to ask about her pool question, please.
That's the next one. And by the way, Tara, just above that, if you see Sandra Woes is looking for the link and the code. Sandra, one of the things that you can do is put your email in the questions box, and we'll just email you. You can put your phone number in there too. We'll reach out to you by email, by phone. We'll do whatever we got to do to help you get the deal that BoxBrownie has offered for us. So just put your info in there, and we'll reach out to you, and we'll get it to you as well. So the pool question is, can you add a pool in the backyard on a house that doesn't have a pool?
Yes, we do. We do quite a bit of this, especially in the Miami, Florida area. For some reason, we get asked this all the time. Again, it's a custom quote. It's not something everyone wants a pool added, but if you just give us the space, and you might want to give us a few different angles of the shot. You might want to give us a floor plan or the style of pool so that we know whether it's oval or rectangular or a custom pool. You can even upload the type of pool that's there. But yeah, we'll whack it in and off you go.
I love it.
We've got pool covers, covering pool water. Once again, it's quite easy. We can remove those and make it look like it's got no cover as well.
Yeah, just in the custom quote section. So anything that you haven't seen today that you don't know whether we do, custom quoted.
Okay, that's great stuff. All right, and Betty Dixon just made a very good point on the, are we enhancing a home and misleading anybody? She just puts in her MLS, she puts a disclosure saying that this home has been virtually staged. So way to go. That's
yeah. That's an excellent point, because when we discussed with the Texan Association of Realtors, I've actually spoken with quite a few associations over there, because we want to be a service that is in line with what you guys need. And I've spoken with a lot of them, and every single one, just so you know, say disclosure, disclosure, disclosure. If you're worried about something, disclose it in your comments. Some people, our New York agents, will stage a room in 6 different styles. So they'll stage the same room 5 or 6 different ways, because the properties they're selling like at $5 million, and our service is only $32 per image. So sometimes they'll stage a room 5 different ways. They'll upload the blank, they'll upload the vacant property, they'll upload all of the others, just so that they can show their clients what they're doing. And they never have a drama with it. Quite a lot of times they come back and ask us again that question about where they can buy the furniture from.
That's smart. I love it. Dude, I'm telling you, I want in on that partnership with Amazon. And by the way, I can put you in touch with the right people down there too. So you got
that would be
Seattle. That's the home of Amazon. Like half their guys are my buddies. So, all right. So we got to move on. We got more. Brent Downing is asking, or Brent. Brent Downing is asking if we already have a BoxBrownie account, can we still receive the credit? And as Peter mentioned earlier, they want to acknowledge their current clients and they love you guys. And so, yes, absolutely. The way to do that is you're going to, those of you that were already previous clients of BoxBrownie and are just now seeing this, go to hello@boxbrownie.com and let them know that you saw the Club Wealth webinar and would they please apply the credit, and they will make sure they take care of that. And at the end of the day, thank you for being here. I can't believe how many current clients are on the webinar watching, that are already using BoxBrownie. I'm getting a lot. I haven't read all the testimonials, but there's a whole bunch of people saying great things about you guys in here.
Thanks to Club Wealth, Michael. We really humbled by the attention, to be quite honest. I don't know whether you know much about where we are at the moment, but we're in this sleepy little hollow called the Sunshine Coast. I can see the sunset. The sun is just rising. Sorry, it's sunrise outside our window. We're looking towards the beach here on the Sunshine Coast. Not to make you jealous, it's nearly time for a barbie because that's all we do every day. We're about to ride a kangaroo into work because that's something else that we do. And Brad in his spare time wrestles crocodiles.
But speaking of crocodiles, we actually live just down the road from Steve Irwin's crocodile farm. So just
we're in that neck of the woods. Now, if any of your viewers today want to come and say g'day to us, hello at BoxBrownie, let us know you're in the area. We'll hook you up for a beer or a coffee or whatever you want. We may even get those shrimps, which by the way we call prawns over here. We call them prawns.
And hometown does the best ones.
Yeah,
all about prawns.
They do. But getting back to the point, we are so humbled by the attention. We never, ever thought that this would be as big as what it is in the States. So just so you know, we love you guys. Can't wait to be over there. We are coming over twice. So yeah, we'd love to see you if you're in the neighborhood. Come and say good day.
And we'd love to see you in November. Hint, hint. All right, so we'll keep going. All right, good stuff. And by the way, for those of you that are not yet registered for the Business Strategy Mastermind Conference, you need to go to clubwealth.com/BSM. Tara will put that link. Our early bird special is about to run out, so you've literally got to get registered right away for that. I guarantee, I'm so confident that it will be the best event you've ever attended in real estate, that when you come to the event, if for any reason you don't agree, by the second day you don't agree that it was the very best event you've ever attended in real estate, we will give you a full and complete refund, 100%, no questions asked, but you have to leave at that point. You don't get to stay. So I'm telling you, I guarantee you will love that event, and we get wicked good feedback from it all the time. All right, so let's keep going. We got more questions. You guys still have a few minutes to answer a couple more?
Yeah, as long as you want.
I'll tell you what, we got a lot more we're not going to be able to get to. We're going to do just 2 more questions, and then we're going to roll. So what does the agent actually need to provide in order to get the floor plan? When you say the agent can draw it, what does that entail?
Let me show you.
Beverly, by the way. Thank you for that, Beverly.
Once again, we've got a document to help explain how to draw things instantly. But
we can do a floor plan out of that. So awesome. Honestly, you draw something on a piece of paper. We are not picky. And let me take you to some of the examples while I'm here in the gallery. So if you want to have a look at some that have been done, boxbrownie.com/gallery. You can go there right now, and let me give you some great examples of what people send in. Here we go. Have a go at that. So I mean that graph paper one that you can see on the screen, that's one of our better ones. Just so you know, there will be ones on here. I think they're down towards the bottom of the example list.
Obviously, builders plans, you can get a hold of them. They're the best way to go. If those builders plans have any renovations, you just hand draw the changes on there, and we apply them. However, the biggest thing is just getting the room sizes right, because that's what most people want. The rest of it's just an indicative layout of how the property flows. But if you have the main, rooms measurements right, whether they're a tape measure or a laser measurer, that's really half your battle. We'll put a disclaimer on the bottom saying, hey, this is just a layout to give people an idea. That way it helps them remember how the house flows. Hey, Pete.
Yeah, so that one in front of you, if you can see that right now, the L-shaped, the L knocked over on its side, someone's just scribbled that on a piece of paper. We can work with that. We honestly, the better that you can do it, the better it is, but we'll work with whatever you send through.
I love it. All right, and we're going to go to the last question of the day. And you guys, I apologize. I know that there's more questions, but there's just, I mean, literally, we've got another 40 questions here. But what we're going to do is we're just going to, look, just freaking sign up. All right, that's all I got to say. Just freaking sign up. You'll be glad you did. Seriously, these guys stand behind their stuff. If you have any kind of a challenge, they stand behind it. They'll take care of you. But use the code, get the discount. So here's the last question. Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. If we send you a photo and we want you to remove the current furniture and restage the home with better furniture because the seller's furniture sucks, can you do that?
100% we can.
So we can get rid of Peter's pink chairs and his pink couch, and we can put in some actual nice looking furniture, right?
Yeah, remodel the home. Yeah, we can remove furniture and replace it, with some funky decor. We've done plenty of it recently. Yeah, our gallery's about to get updated as well. Our whole website front end's going to get a really big facelift soon. We've done such great work lately. We really want to start showing it all off. And yeah, that's one great thing we can do.
It's no drama. So if you take that before and after that sitting in front of you where we've removed the furniture from the left, it's quite easy to then turn around and add new furniture to it.
I love it. I love it. You guys, seriously, thank you so much. And for those of you that have used BoxBrownie in the past or are currently using them or whatever, please just type in the questions box. We'd love to see your testimonials there. I'm sure these guys would love the feedback, positive or negative, which I haven't heard any negative feedback ever about you guys. So, literally though, whatever feedback you've got, please put it in the questions box here. We'd love to share that with these guys, and Peter will make sure we get that sent out to you post-webinar today. So again, I just want to thank you guys for being here. All of you that have stayed on, I cannot believe we still have like a bazillion people on the call right now. And so thank you guys for hanging in there and for asking all these great questions. This is the kind of stuff that we at Club Wealth try and bring you guys all the time. There's once in a while, and it's not often. We don't endorse just anybody. There's lots of people that want to pay us to endorse their product or service. We don't play that game. There's no amount of money that can get us to promote a product. We have to believe in it. We have to love it. We have to believe that it's going to help our agents make more money or enhance their life or their business in some other way. Or we just won't promote it. And we believe in BoxBrownie. I believe in BoxBrownie. This is a great product. It works. It's stupid cheap. Seriously, it's less than like it's less than the little sleeve that you put on your coffee. It's not even the cost of a cup of coffee. It's like the little sleeve that keeps you from burning your hand. And yet it makes you money. So seriously, what are you thinking? Do it. So that being said, Peter, any parting words before we wrap up?
Look, a big thank you to Club Wealth. Honestly, we love speaking to clients in the US. You've really shone a light on our product. Thank you so much. If there's anything we can help with, myself or Brad, don't be strangers. Look, just so you know, my email address is peter@boxbrownie.com, and this is brad@boxbrownie.com. We don't hide, so if you've got any feedback, positive or negative, let us know. We'd love to hear from you. Anything else, anything about our products, hello@boxbrownie. But look, we'd love to see you. If you're in the neighborhood, say g'day. If we're over there, we'll say g'day to you. Once you subscribe, we'll send you emails about where we're going to be. Thank you for all the questions. Really appreciate it. Some really insightful users out there this morning. I feel like we've been grilled more than we have ever been before. Yeah, we love it. Thank you to Michael. Thank you to Tara. Thank you to the Club Wealth team. Greatly appreciate it.
I love it. Awesome. Thank you guys so much. Everybody, on behalf of all of us here at Club Wealth, I want to thank you for being on. Here's the thing. You guys hear me say this a lot, but I really want you to think about this because it matters. Inside every single person, there is a world-class beast just dying to get out. You may not feel world-class today. You may have a rotten day today or tomorrow or whatever, but guess what? That world-class person is inside you. You just got to choose to unleash that beast. So do it. Get out there, be the very best you can be world-class, and go help someone else have a better day. Make it a great day, guys. We love you. Thank you again for being a part of this, and we will chat with you soon. Thanks, guys.
Bye, everyone.